uniformly your constituents, is the fact that the governor's leading with a tax increase. Rather than really doing what she said she'd do, make reforms, do some restructuring, find real savings, she's leading with new taxes. And yet her own home team, my colleagues, Democratic colleagues over in the House, have yet to be able to agree on putting a tax bill forward. They have talked a lot about maybe increasing the income tax, which you and I worked so hard towards the end of the 20th century to ratchet the income tax down from 4.4, right, to 3.9.
Yes, correct. I'd hate to see the income tax raised, really. That hits everybody who works, and I would hope, that the legislature and governor would look at no new programs first and reform, cuts and reform. Then if there's still money lacking, then you can take a look at it. But a lot of things have to be done before you even think about a tax increase.
Well, that's true, and we have some ideas about that as well. As I mentioned, the governor's two-penny plan kind of hit rock bottom, didn't go anywhere. Whether they'll also propose an increase in the sales tax to now cover certain entertainment venues, I don't know if they'll propose that, but they may. All in all, when you look at reforms and restructuring, we're looking at, for example, saving millions and millions of dollars for schools if they could pool for their health insurance. Right now, we got a roadblock with the Michigan Education Association supporting MESA, which is their healthcare arm. They're fighting very hard to keep that information regarding who's in their pool, not giving out individual names whatsoever, but actuarial information about their health care that could then be utilized to get better rates and to compete. We think that is a must, or some school districts will be in close to bankruptcy within 10 years. That's what the research shows. So along those lines, and also helping with the pension system, maybe moving to a new 401k for public employees, that's already happened to state employees. Those are issues that are on the table. There certainly can be more departmental reforms, maybe a merger of one or two departments to save dollars. You may have heard about some hearings on going to a part-time legislature, whether that would really be an efficiency and how much it would save. These are the kind of things, however, that are definitely being talked about. We have a crisis on our hands, and if that doesn't promote reform, I don't know what will.
Crisis is an opportunity, because some reforms cannot be done unless there's a crisis, and you need to change a system like teachers, pension, health care.
And there may be other things that we can do, and our leader has solidly said we're not going to put the cart before the horse. First, we have to have real significant savings and reforms and restructuring. Then, if there is still a shortfall, and also contain some of the expansive new programs, they can wait until Michigan is on surer footing. Then you can go to the public responsibly and say, there's still a shortfall. Is this something that you feel government should take more money out of your taxpayer wallets, that we know better how to spend your money than you do? I think that should really go to a vote of the people rather than we enact that. But we'll see how this really plays out. I'm committed to real reforms and restructuring and savings first. And we have an open window here. This is June. We'll probably work into July. The new budget does not go into effect until October 1, but I know our school systems are anxious. What kind of expenditure can we expect from the state? So is higher education. But speaking of higher education, we don't have much control, as you know, as a legislature, over how they choose to spend their dollars. And we feel that there could be definite reforms and restructuring done there as well. Indeed, we're proud of our universities. The question is, do we perhaps have too many of them? Nevertheless, I'd like to see what they do in terms of showing that they can be more cost effective as well.
Yeah, and the big three, U of M, Michigan State, and Wayne State, are making a pretty good case that their research institutions of a major stature bring in hundreds of millions of dollars of federal and private grants, and that they should be on a different schedule. We've never had coordination say, how many teachers do we need? How many teachers colleges do we need? How many nurses do we need?
That's
we have
right.
a terrible nursing
Yes.
shortage in the state, and they're good paying jobs going begging. So, but there's limited ability of the legislature to deal with that because of the constitutional autonomy, so-called constitutional autonomy some of our universities have in the Constitution.
Exactly, but these kind of times may promote some relooking internally by the college presidents. Needless to say, much of that research, though, we hope is going to have some commercial application. In other words, let's see how the research isn't just pure research, gathering dust somewhere. Michigan is like third in the country. Did you know of the number of patents they garner? But where are those patents going? Are they going
Right.
out of state to California or Texas or New York or Connecticut? What's happening? And why isn't it that venture capital is not pursuing Michigan more? Those are all things that we want to take a look at and at least maybe create the kind of business-friendly environment, the commercialization of research to create jobs and opportunities right here.
Definitely more can be done in that area, and I think some of the universities are thinking of the practical applications of patents, encouraging professors to be entrepreneurs or to help
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, so that's a positive thing.
All in all, I feel very positive about Michigan. I'm optimistic. We've faced tough times before, but I think there is reason to hope, if only because the legislature seems to be coming together. We have people like yourself and the Board of Commissioners. We have Brooks Patterson. We have innovators in different counties. There seems to be a sense that we're all in this together. What do you think? What is your sense?
Well, I'm optimistic for the long run. The next year or so, according to all the economists and experts, are going to be a little rocky, about the same as it's been. But long range, Michigan has a lot of natural resources. It has water. So long range, we should do okay. But it's just getting through these tough times.
Someone asked me, isn't the quality of life an important ingredient to attract people and companies here? And absolutely, we have wonderful recreational opportunities with the different sports teams. Culturally, excellent. The Detroit Symphony, Detroit
Zoo is a
Detroit
great
Zoo.
resource.
Absolutely. And that has some troubles right now, but hopefully we're going to find a solution. It's a treasure.
Yes.
We'd hate to see that lost. The Detroit Cultural Center, the medical centers, the medical hospitals in this U of M, Beaumont, Henry Ford, St. John's, DMC. Excellent, excellent. And so if we even concentrate on the beautiful Great Lakes and the Four Seasons, we have all of that going for us as well.
Yes, there's a lot of reasons to be proud to be in Michigan.
Sure is. And as we move up, I'm really sad to say we're out of time, but we hope to see you next month on the Lansing Connection. Thank you for joining us.